Welcome everybody. It's an exciting day. First of all, I'm really prepared. Nope, not there. Oh yeah, you can have that.
I'll have this, yes.
But this is, for once I've really prepared everything accordingly.
Can I get something for you?
No, I can do it right here.
Oh, beautiful. I got it. You want to go sit and I'll bring it to you?
I have short arms. Just
okay,
this.
Here.
Okay.
Just this. Okay.
We'll move this here.
Okay.
No, just right on here.
Hedy will be right back.
Oh, they can't see me?
Not yet, but they will.
Okay. That's
okay.
it. Yep.
Good. Go back here.
Okay. I want to begin
Take your time.
by telling you that this building from Delmonico, that whole painting over there, gave me such a different knowledge. First of all, the whole area was filled with people who loved buildings and kept giving me advice. A man from ITT.
Could I say one thing
Yes.
first? Everybody, this is Delmonico's. It's Hedy's next painting. It is up on her wall. And if you give me 1 second, I will also put it up here.
But until then, if you want to, here it is.
I think this one might be a little bit better.
Okay. It's
right
number 67.
Yes. Okay. And you could... And you could start speaking while
Okay. I was made to be so welcome in that area. First of all, a lot of the people knew me by then. After all, it's a 67 painting. But this is the area of the people who love buildings. And they gave me such opportunities. When I couldn't see something that I needed to see, they invited me up into the offices high enough that where I could see and paint from there too. And then there was Mr. Solazana, who was the manager, but he was more than that. He was a historian. And I would like to show you, yeah.
So I'm just going to show you this amazing,
Okay.
Also black and white of the painting.
And I have so many photographs. They won't be as good as the ones that Kenny's showing you, but because they were the ones that I took. Okay? Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to read to you the story that I wrote. Do I have my glasses? Yes. Oh, that's their menu. Kenny, thank you. I keep both pairs of glasses in red cases so that you can't miss, that I can't miss them. Okay? I'm going to read this to you. When I began to paint the Delmonico restaurant and its surrounding area, the building on the right-hand corner of the canvas was still there. It was torn down on the right hand. It balanced my composition perfectly and luckily remained until I finished the painting. Soon afterwards, it was torn down. This was a wonderful spot in which to work. There was little heavy traffic. The neighborhood seemed to be filled with history buffs who loved the Delmonico building. And when I needed to see further into the distance than my street view allowed, I was offered viewing space in some of the top floors of the surrounding buildings. I kept my painting supplies at Delmonico's and at India House, which was only a block away. And it was never as windy as the nearby open areas from all the other paintings. Some of the people from left to right.
Okay.
Or the photograph might do.
Okay.
Okay? From left to right. John Cantrell from India House, first on left, dark glasses. Joanne O'Connor, Lady in Yellow from Delmonico. Curtis Carrot, a man with the dog, the guard dog from the area. Helen Tivani in front of the Banca Commerciale Italiano. And I have another picture of hers here. Here she is standing in front of the bank. Oops.
I got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay? She made me feel so welcome. First of all, she loved the building. She loved the area. She loved the bank. And I loved her. And she gave me so much information. The amazing thing about this painting is that everybody loved it. Not the painting. They didn't see it until it was finished. But they were wonderful.
Mom, could I just interrupt for a moment?
Pardon?
Can I just interrupt for a moment?
Yes, yes.
And just say, Johnny Santana is here. He says, hello, Hedy, love you. And Carol Hodkin is watching. And Eileen said, such an extraordinary painting. And welcome back, Ken. Thank you. And Marilu said, wow. And said that she loves to hear you. William Milan is watching. Tammy Smith wants to know where the fancy beret is. Eileen says, hello, loves. And I told you Julie said that she sends love. Janine as well. Greg too.
My family, all of you, thank you. I love you.
Sorry for interrupting.
Okay. Pushing the hand truck is Ben Bowman. Then a man on the curb with white shirt.
Truck. Is that the...
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Should I be slower so that you can point things out?
But I think you're good.
Okay. The man on the curb with the white shirt is Robert DeMott, and he sent me photographs throughout. And then the man with the white shirt and vest, he's wearing a vest, is Al Lloyd. He's from QR Clearing Company. And then in a pink sweater, that's Jackie, a waitress at nearby Pearl Restaurant. Susan Johnson from Delmonico, wearing yellow. Am I hurrying too much?
No, you're good.
Good. Lillian Scott Brunner from Merrill Lynch, wearing red. Yitz Grotzman from Target Capital, white shirt and tie. And then Bert and Sally Freed crossing the street. Stacy Freed, their daughter. Jane Freed, daughter. Beth Freed, daughter. And then Corbin Moore from Faherty Aliaga and Company Incorporated, wearing a blue jacket. John P. Marie Jr., driver of the Coca-Cola truck. And Ben Longo in front of the Italian Alps restaurant. But now I'm going to tell you the best part of the painting. I got to meet Johnny Santana, and I have a photograph that I took of him. And I want to tell you what Johnny said, because Johnny and I have been in touch through the years, and I told him what I was doing today. And here's what he wrote. Because, first of all, he and the man I have not yet met in person, but have met him through this. His name is Willie, and I want to tell you what they both sent me just now. Well, a lovely compliment, which I would be embarrassed to read, but I love it and I'm going to keep it. We are but one family sharing in the elements, spirit, and each other's presence, trying to figure out how to celebrate this gift called life. Although many of our brothers and sisters are living through difficult times, we cling on to hope that, through our humanity, we'll be able to do the right things to lift up our wounded and help heal our collective souls. Maybe through the arts, song and poetry, a difference can be made. You know, they're musicians, and I'll tell you more about them, but you can always look them up on Google and find out how wonderful they are. Maybe through the art, song, and poetry, a difference can be made. We are trying our best at, and I have a hard time pronouncing it. I'll spell it, L de Luisada. And celebrating our differences and striving to bring a little joy into this world as family under one love.
And Loisaida means the Lower East Side, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you say it louder? Can you?
Loisaida.
Loisaida.
Lower East Side.
Because I'm going to be on their Lower East Side program, because we're both doing the same thing. And so this is the most important part of this painting for me, that connection. And I wanted to tell you that. The compliment is so wonderful that I would like to read it, but it would embarrass me.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes.
Sure.
That's why people have children. This is my son reading it. The first paragraph.
First and foremost, we want to thank you for the energy you bring to all of us through your works and stories. You have been blessed with a kind heart that radiates pure love and brightens up the day like a rainbow. We are very grateful for your participation in the LL de Loisaida project and hope to continue working together with you on this journey of hope, unity, and peace. May your blessings be multiplied, Hedy, for your constant care and inspiration.
Thank you. If I'm blushing, ignore it. Okay, here's what I wrote for me. I want to show you the building. Can you the photograph? Mm-hmm. It is an awesome building. Mm. It is made so beautifully, and so are the other buildings around it. And then I'd like to speak about Robert DeMott from ITT, who gave me photos and helped me to meet a PR who gave me information on that building. I don't have it in the building, in the painting, but it's in the background. You see the shapes in the background? Because it's so beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to speak about artists. Because you can look up everything that I didn't tell you about Johnny Santana, because he's well known. And I would like to now speak of other artists, because I always bring in other topics. I spoke a little bit about it last week. I'm going to speak of two. One of them is Michael Albert. And Kenny, I have this book right here. If it isn't, I'm going to let Kenny read things, and it's a beautiful book.
I don't know.
He gave a lecture. No, Kenny, when you are going to read comments, I'll find you. You see, I keep telling you how wonderful I've been.
You don't have to get up.
It's a beautiful book. It stands out. No. You know, I used to get away with saying because I'm an artist, but that doesn't excuse. No.
Oh my God, look what I just found.
No, it's a copy, so that's okay. Kenny,
Yes.
you know what?
Tell me.
It should be lying on my desk.
Sure.
You know, on the there's shelves on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be right on top.
I'll go look. You keep talking to
Yeah,
everybody.
okay. And I'll talk about the other artists.
And they say, and Hernan says, much love from Hernan and Christopher. Johnny Santana says, I'm the one standing next to the armor truck.
But I have
You're
a photograph
good.
of
You're
him.
good. You're good. Just sit carefully.
Okay. Kenny, I'm upset at myself.
I'll go get it, but just, I want you to sit comfortably.
Okay. Would you find it? And I'll sit down. And I'll talk about Mary Nangano, who is also...
Do the cerulean.
Do I?
The cerulean.
Oh, when you come back.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. There are other ways of doing art besides music and painting and fashion and all the millions of things. But Mary Nangano was my neighbor when we moved to Oceanside. And Mary made the everyday life an art. She baked her own bread. She cooked amazingly and shared. But she gifts I have is that her daughter got in touch with me. Her daughter is Liz, who became a very dear friend. But when she wrote to me, and I asked, because her mother, like me, is the same age, 1 year older before she died. She died last year. And Liz had come back for the funeral. And it makes me want to speak about her mother, who created her home as an art. And she didn't just sew clothing, she tailored suits. And I'd like to ask all of you to make whatever you do with the feeling of art, because art comes when you do something with passion. I've met so many people who want to become famous, but they can't because they're skilled and they're great. But that part of them which creates heart is what creates art. If you don't give with your heart, Rembrandt did that. Rembrandt could do people in a way that nobody else ever has reached it. Because he didn't work to become famous, he worked to express. And Mary did that with her things. And now I want to show you what Michael did. Look at this. He came for the lecture, And he was so warm and loving that everybody listened. And then he brought boxes of things. And the lady next to me, who is a friend of mine, she cut out letters and created a composition. And this is what he did. He did this, look, he wrote, "This is the Declaration of Independence," with little cut out letters. I love his work, but the thing is, I love his family, because there is so much love in that family that it was easy for him to create it. Thank goodness we were all vaccinated, because there was a lot of kissing when he gave the demonstration. Now, I promised Kenny, when I spoke about alizarin crimson and green, creating the most beautiful, beautiful black. So, I'm going to show you on here. How are we going to do that, Kenny?
I'll just move the camera.
Okay, and my paints are up there.
Okay.
Right?
Beautiful.
And this way you can see a sort of lesson. It's not the same because you're not next to me. But I promised Kenny that I would show this magic. Okay, let's see. Kenny, could you move so that you could see as I work?
Absolutely.
Okay. The first thing I'm warning you, when you paint, whatever you're wearing, cover it. Because there is no way that oil respects you. You have to respect it. And alizarin crimson is deadly if it gets on your clothes. It'll stay there forever. Okay, now my paints, Kenny, the brushes are in back. Bless you. Okay. Okay. Watch this. Where will I want black? I don't know yet. So I'm going to just put it on anyway. I'll create some over here. No. I'll create it around their legs. Not black. I try never to use black, because it's a dead color. Black is dead, and so is white, because we're all mixtures. Brown works wherever you go. So, and then these wonderful friends, Sue Hansen, gave me washed out cottons, and I use them. You know, Kenny cleaned up this area for the program, so you have to understand that at the moment I don't know where anything is.
If you want to do this next time, that's fine. If you prefer.
No. Here. See, I haven't cut these yet. Susan brings me these wonderful washed out materials. They're not good if they're new. Okay, now watch. This magnificence is alizarin crimson. And here I'm going to put some of the wonderful green. Let me move this so that you can see. I'm probably going to make this be black over here, but not a black, because black is a dead color. You see? it doesn't show yet, as it will in the future, because I'm using it as an undertone. And I'll work on this next week also when it's dry. When I heard about that bottle that's over here, that it doesn't smell, I was so happy until I found out it really doesn't smell, but my paints do. So make sure if you do oil that the windows are open. As much as I want to show you the glory of alizarin crimson, it doesn't show up in the first layer. So let me do this. Right over here. Oh, okay. My friend Joey Lair, the photograph he sent me showed him in formal attire. So I have the undertone. I'm going to you know what? Nothing works the way it does when you're right next to it. But by next week you will see his outfit glowing, okay? And Kenny just gave me a signal of how little time we have left. Can you see that it's already shining? Because it's not enough. But when you see it next week, you'll say, oh, so that's what she meant. I'll take a little bit of blue also. People, you have no idea how much fun this is. Just be aware, I always have to wait to see how something comes out before I put the next layer on. So it'll do you good to have to know it too. Okay? And next week, when he looks wonderful, I will tell you what I've done. And remember, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. The mixtures that I'm using, the undertones, are really a sample of what life definitions of everything. So we call a forest, but yet each tree is entirely different from another one. And I want to say that about human beings. We divided people into two groups, with a third one as a sort of in-between, male and female. But we are made up of so many segments from centuries of people mating with other people, and the stars breaking apart and coming to Earth, which is why we have metal in us. Stop looking at people as a male, a female, or questionable. There is no questionable. We are us, and we are mixtures. So the minute you begin to define people, this is the generation which is breaking that definition. The people who are called gay, which I think is a ridiculous word, because some of them are sad. They've been mistreated so much by others. But the people who are mixtures, which is every one of us. And in some, the male part has more parts, and some, the female has more parts. They're not visible. They're in our brain. And we have hurt them for centuries in our culture, not in all cultures. But I'm going to... Why is it that so much music
What people said?
Yes, I'd love it.
Okay. Christopher says, and much love from Christopher and Hernan. And William says, bless you, Hedy, you're an angel sent to guide us. And Marilu says, don't find words to explain what I am watching. It is so wonderful to watch you painting and how you paint. Wow. Tammy says, I love those little birds in the painting. Paula Lakshan is watching. Ed Weedman, who is the new profile for this week, his amazing photograph, is sending purple hearts, beautiful hearts. Sandy is saying beautiful. Christopher is saying, I love that. The people who are mixtures, which is every one of us.
Thank you. I love you.